Okay, so we have a Geshmak Gemara. When Zayin Amar Aleph, let's hope we have a nice 20 minutes. Let's hope we get this Gemara down pat. We're in the middle of discussing Shtayim Kilchas, and we're going to go back a little bit. The two dots, about 10 lines from the wide lines in Zayin Amar Aleph. Yeah? So we have a din. The din, how much does a sukkah need? 2 walls. Hey, Rebel, could you just grab something wet from behind you? Perfect. Anything, I don't really care. This cup is kind of close to clean. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Dust.
The middle one.
Yeah, it's good. Not such a.
This seltzer is not seltzer anymore.
Baruch atah Adonai, Yalinu melech haolam shakol niyeh.
Oh man.
Dust. Baruch Hashem. Gewaltig. Sag es die Gemara. Shtayim kilchasa nishish aviyotach. Omar Rav. Said Rava, the earth shattering din v'chein l'Shabbat. Rabba. Rava.
Shabbos of Sukkot.
Shabbos of Sukkot. Migu de have a doifin linyan sukkah, have a doifin linyan Shabbos. That since for Hilchas Sukkah, this little shtick, this little tefach creates a sukkah, it doesn't only create a sukkah, it allows you to carry in that area for Shabbos. Let's just appreciate the Chiddush once again. That means this area, you have 2 walls, and then you have this little piece sticking out. In Hilchais, random kislev, if you go out to this area and you carry in there on Shabbos, Chayiv Skila. It's Rishos Harabim. There's no walls. It's not a Rishos. On the week of Sukkot, because it's Shabbos, it creates a Sukkah. Therefore, you're allowed to carry there on Shabbos. Eisvei asks the Gemara. Eisvei Abaye. Amrina Migu. What was the Migu? Let's just appreciate what was the Migu. Since it works for Sukkah, it works for Shabbos. Asks Abai, Amir Amigo, do we say that? Time to the Brisa, Doifin Sukkah, Ki Doifin Shabbos. The Brisa says that the wall for a Sukkah is the wall for Shabbos. But we have double kogas tonight. L'chaim. Ubelvad shelo yehei bein kana lechaveira gimel tvach. Again, so it works, provided that, come, sit, plenty of room. Provided that, what? Thank you very much. Provided that it does not have, provided shelo yehei bein kana lechaveira gimel tvach, meaning, love it. Good?
1 second, can we stop for a second?
Yeah. So,
but if there is ben kona lechaveiro shloisha tefachim,
it's out for everything.
For both.
Nachon. So far we haven't said anything yet. Okay. So far we said there's a thing called Lavad. Lavad says things within 3, close the gap. Shabbos, Sukkah, Al Zachin, no problem. Okay. Continues the Gemara, and this is the detail that we need. Yisera Shabbos Al Sukkah, says the Brisa. Shabbos is more chamer than Sukkah. Why? Shahashabos einoi niteres. Awkward. Shahashabos. Don't worry, I've done worse. I mean, like recording that, you want me to share my spill like water all over the place. Anyways, like explosion on the screen. Shahashabos. It's part of the fun. Something has to be fun when you're sitting there staring at your camera and yelling at it all day.
Green wall behind you.
Yeah, vada. Shahashabos einoi niteres. Shabbos does not permit Ella b'what? Ba'oimim ruba ala parotz. When you have more oimid than parotz, more wall than opening. Mash ein kain b'sukkah, which is not true by sukkah. So what do we see from the Brisa? Very simply, we see Yisera what? Shabbos al sukkah. What was the whole equation? What was the migu? Migu le'inyin Shabbos, it's going to be Gulanian Sukkah to work for Shabbos. Here we see Afach, here we see the opposite. Here we see that Shabbos is more Chomer. Says the Gemara.
The fact that it works for Sukkah should not work for Shabbos.
Nachon,
is more Chomer.
Nachon, my love, frak the Gemara is not Yisera Shabbos, the Sukkah. What was the Yisera? What was the Chumrah? Shabbos over Sukkah. Seemingly, what's that referring to? Shabbos of Sukkah over what? Regular Sukkah, which therefore means what? Lo Yamrina Miga. We have some pictures over here, which aren't for now. Grab the Geshmak pictures. Let's leave that. We'll have more Geshmak pictures right here. That's the Kasha of the Gemara. From the Brisa, it seems we don't say migu. Again, what would the migu be? It would be from Sukkah to Shabbos. If something works on Sukkot, it should certainly work in Shabbos. Ask the Gemara. We see from a Brisa the exact opposite. Not from Sukkot to Shabbos, that only that which works for Shabbos works for Sukkot, which would therefore imply that if you want to carry in this Sukkah, what would you need? You would seemingly need 4 full walls like you need for regular Shabbos. Answers the Gemara, lie. Yisera, you know what the Yisera, you know what the Chumrah was? Shabbos de Alma al Shabbos de Sukkah. Don't read the Gemara was Yisera Stam Shabbos over Sukkah. No, Shabbos of a regular year is more than the Shabbos of Sukkah. The problem is the wording of the Brisa. If what you're saying is accurate, listening nami, then the Brisa should have said, what did the Brisa say? 1 second. The Brisa said what? What was the case? Aymin meruba ala paritz. You have more wall than opening. Says the Gemara, if we're equating Shabbos of the whole year with the Shabbos of Sukkah, what should have it said? Listening nami, Sukkah di Yisera Sukkah di Alma, as Sukkah di Shabbos. It should have spelled out the flip side. If you're telling me the Chiddush of Shabbos to Alma over Shabbos of the Sukkah, should have also told me the Chiddush of Sukkah to Alma over Sukkah of Shabbos. That what? De'ilu Sukkah di Alma, what does a Sukkah normally need? By a tefach soichek. By a tefach soichek. Not according to all opinions, right?
Yeah.
According to a bunch of opinions.
Honor of Simon.
What? Good. Or the Mefarshim speak out, or what we're talking about is the case of Mavoi, and in that case, everyone agrees. If you remember, if I have 2 walls like this, then everyone agrees you need more than just a tefach. But either way, there are cases in Sukkah that need more than just a tefach. Ve'ilu Sukkah de Shabbos lo baya tefach seichik. Why not? How do I know? Visagi belechi. Whoa, who told you that a regular sukkah of Shabbos could be enough with a lechi? Says the Gemara, you Rava. Well, you Rabba, that's why they changed the gear. So, because if you go look up the source, you'll see what's going on. Ta'at, because you are the one who de'amrit. Well, that what? Sikich al gabe mavoi, if you put schach on a mavoi. Again, what is a mavoi? A mavoi is a 3-walled cul-de-sac. A mavoi is we have 2 walls down the sides of the street. What's the halacha if you go in this big mess, if you want to make a gishmak sukkah, what do? You have your walls of your mavoi, just put schach on top of it. So sikich al gabe mavoi she yesh loy lechi, says the Rava, kosher. If you have a lechi, then it's going to be a kosher sukkah. Why is it going to be? What's a lechi, Chavra? I'm sorry, I didn't explain. Lechi is a vertical beam. Lechi is a vertical beam. So if I put schach on top of my lechi, schach on top of my mavui, if it has a lechi, then it's kosher. Why is it kosher? Because then you have your 2 walls and your little bit. But it asks the Gemara, if the way that you're saying the equation is correct, this is the case that should have been listed. Let's read the Teretz and we'll go back and we'll see the Kasha again. Hahu answers the Gemara, lo yitzrich alei. Their case, we did not have to say that explicitly. Why? Hashta mikilta lechamirta amrinan mechamirta lekilta lekal shekain. Let's understand what that just meant. Hashta mikilta lechamirta amrinan. Now we're going to say from kula to chumra. Which one's kula or chumra? Shabbos or sukkah? Sukkah is obviously more mekeldik than Shabbos. That we know because we've had that many times. That was where this whole issue started. How mekel can you learn out from sukkah? But says the Gemara, if we're learning from Sukkah to Shabbos, it would not have to teach me the other way, that we're going to learn out from Shabbos to Sukkah. Meaning, what do we know and what do we not know? Let's explain it that way, and then we'll go back and read it inside. We know that there's a din of a Sukkah. How much does a Sukkah need? 2 walls and a tefach. We know there's a din of a mavui. How much does a mavui need? Just a lechi. Just a lechi. Both the din of mavui. Yes?
Could this be a riot to what we said before, that where the 3rd wall has to be?
I was seeing that also. I just wasn't able to work out the thought process. It could be. I did the Rishayim. The Rishayim do bring rayas, and they are busy handling in this kasha. What does a Gemara mean? So probably it does all fit together. You just have to work it out. How's it going to work? But says the Gemara, we know that by a mavui, just a lechi is enough. So now, if we know that by a mavui, just a lechi is enough, and that's a din by Shabbos, and we know by Sukkah, 2 walls and a tefach is enough, so it's really, we don't have to say anything else. Let's say it outside, and we'll read it again inside. Where do we start? We start off and we said migu. What's the migu? The migu is if this tefach works for Sukkah, it works for Shabbos. Ask the Gemara, how can you say that? How can you say that's not true? What was the lashon of the kasha of the Gemara?
Shabbos is more chomer.
Ask the Gemara, Shabbos is more chomer. And if you're going to tell me from Shabbos, it should have spelled it out. Says the Gemara, it doesn't have to spell it out because we know the din of mavui. The din of mavui is the clincher. What's the din of mavui? Din of mavui is if I have 2 walls down the side of my street. How do I matter that? It's the first Mishnah in all of Eruvin. How do I matter that? You have a cul-de-sac. Well, our cul-de-sac. Yeah, you have a cul-de-sac. Let's use our cul-de-sacs. But it has to have walls. It's a little bit confusing. There are cul-de-sacs that have like walls around the actual cul-de-sac. Are you allowed to carry from the cul-de-sac into Rosh Hashanah? The answer is no. That's a din d'Rabbanan. We learned this in the second parak. Why are you not allowed to carry from the cul-de-sac into Rosh Hashanah? Midrabanan. How do you permit carrying? You put up a lechi. What does that lechi do? It acts as a reminder. Stop! Don't carry. You're about to walk into a street. That din is a Shabbos din. Yet, what does Rava say? If you throw schach on your mavui, it's a given a kosher or sukkah. Why is it a kosher or sukkah? You don't have any walls. All you have is 2 walls. What do we see? We see our migu. Once we see that it's going to work in the case of mavui, of course it's going to work in our case of sukkah. Again, migu hashtad mekilta lechamir ta'amrinan. Once we say the case of migu mechamir shalom shalom mechamir lekilta lekol shekain. That's the Gemara. And now let's read it inside once again because it is a little bit difficult. One more time, Chavra. Let's go back up and let's read it again. Amar.
Special is just a Shabbos of Sukkot. Because we're already learning from Stam as Shabbos.
Very good. What are you asking? Yes, very good kasha. This is his kasha. The what?
We're telling that, just the Shabbos of Sukkot is special, then that a regular Shabbos you can't carry in here.
Good. But now we're proving it from Mavui, which is all year, not just Shabbos and Sukkah. Very good. Let's read it inside again, and let's see. Very good. I like your kasha. Let's explain it beautifully. Let's say, Zakte Ligi Gemara, Shtaim Kel Chasan, and she said, Vilatecha Amar Rava V'chein L'Shabbos. Statement of Rava. By the way, the Shaila Rava Rabba has to do with the din of Mavui, because it says Atu da Amrit. So whatever it's going to be over there, that's where they change the gears, or they don't. Amar Rava V'chein L'Shabbos. Why make David David Linyan Sukkah? Havi David Linyan Shabbos. Step 1. Very good. Asks Abaye, 1 second, Abaye, Migu, do we say this? Migu Vatanya. We have a Bryce, and the Bryce seemingly doesn't say Migu. Why? What does the Bryce say? Daifin Sukkah ki Daifin Shabbos, Uvad, Shei Beikar Lechaver, Shleisha, Tvachim. That's just a din. Leave that, love it, give out. Next, Yisera, this is the critical point of Abaye's Kasha. Yisera, Shabbos, Sukkah, Shabbos, in any terrace, Ella, I'm in a Ruval Aparitz. Masha Enki B'Sukkah doesn't need that. My life, you say Shabbos is Sukkah lo Amrina Migu. Frekta Bayo, what do we see? We don't say Migu. Because we see what? We see that Sukkah requires less than Shabbos. So seemingly, how can you tell me that for Shabbos you can be able to carry inside of this Sukkah? Answers the Gemara loy. Yisera Shabbos da Alma. Al Shabbos this Sukkah. 1 second. Let's pause right here. What is this teretz of the Gemara? The Gemara is pushing away Abaye's kasha. Abaye had a kasha. Abaye said, 1 second. Oimei merub al parts. How does it work? When it comes to Sukkah, what do you need? You don't need oimei merub al parts. When it comes to Shabbos, you need oimei merub al parts. Again, what's oimei merub al parts? Oimei merub al parts means that when you have sticks and you're using lavad, it's by Shabbos there's a din that you have more wall than you have Sukkah, more wall than you have opening. That's only by Shabbos, not by Sukkah. Answers the Gemara, no. Loi, Yisera Shabbos da Alma, a regular Shabbos, is more chamer on Shabbos of Sukkah. Meaning, this din of Oimi Meruba ala Paretz that we just asked, that we see Shabbos is more chamer than Sukkah, is when Shabbos da Alma versus Shabbos da Sukkah. Meaning, Shabbos da Sukkah is still going to work with less.
Because it works for sukkah.
Because we're sukkah, meaning we're answering in the brisa. Even though in the brisa we find there is a chumrah by Shabbos, how far does that chumrah by Shabbos go? Says the Gemara, it only goes so far in a regular Shabbos. But Shabbos of sukkah is going to be less. It says, which is Rava, which is our migu. Everything so far is good. Ihachi asks the Gemara, if you're telling me that a regular Shabbos is more chomer than what? Shabbos of Sukkah. Ihachi listni nami. The Brisa should have said, he's here, Sukkah de Alma, Sukkah de Shabbos. The Brisa should have said this. Tilu Sukkah de Alma, boi tefach seichel, vilu Sukkah de Shabbos, la boi tefach seichel, v'sagi b'lechi. Why? What's the proof? How do you know this is true? Because you, Rava, what did you say? You, Rava, said that even by Sukkah, it suffices with just a lechi. So why didn't you speak it out explicitly? What's this kasha? Very important. This kasha is not a bomb on Rava. It's a wording kasha. Kasha is, if you're right that you just resurrected Rava and you say migu, then the wording of the brisa is shver. Answers the Gemara, the wording of the brisa is fine. Why? If you say chomer to kula chomer, whatever it says. So what do we see? We're sticking with Rava. If we're sticking with Rava, what do we see? That means we're saying that just like this will work for a sukkah, will work even for Shabbos. You understand how we answered your kasha? Because again, let's speak it out again. That last line was the critical line. We had a kasha from a brisa. The brisa equated Shabbos to sukkah. Answers the Gemara, no. Yes, Shabbos is more chomer, but only with regard to Shabbos of Sukkah, now with regard to Sukkah in general, and therefore comes out, Rava's migu is beautiful. When we have two walls and a little bit, it works for Shabbos, and it works for Sukkah, and it works for Shabbos.
I don't understand something.
Yes.
We're saying that Sikach al gabe movoi with a lechi.
Good, that din doesn't change.
That works on
Beautiful.
Shabbos, on Sukkot.
Beautiful, Sukkot.
So you're saying that Cholamoid it won't work? Any other day it won't work?
Of course it'll work.
So then why
Kolshkin
say Sukkah the Alma, Sukkah the Shabbos? And of Kanam, it's Sikach al gabe.
Hagufa. That's the kasha. That's the Gemara's kasha. The Gemara's kasha is that we see that according to Rava, it's true. So if it's true what we're saying, why didn't the Brisa say it? It's a wording kasha. We just answered that the Brisa is true. And Rava, you're right. If Rava, you're right, then the original brisa is shver. That's what we're asking, because the original brisa said, right, Yisera, Shabbos shall sukkah, Shabbos eina niteres ela ba'imim meruba ala paretz, mash ein kein b'sukkah. We're asking right on there. Why are you telling me right there you should have changed the words and you should have added another case? How could you have added another case? Because you see, according to Rava, the case of Mavui works. Answers the Gemara, you're right. We don't need to add it in. The din is true. That when it comes to Sukkah, we are more mekel. Why didn't we have to say it? Because if mechamirta lekilta, what's the words? Mekilta lechamirta amrin. And if we learn out from Sukkah all the way to Shabbos, certainly we're going to learn it the other way around. Good? Good? Again, if I were to speak out the steps of the Gemara outside, sometimes it's easier when you zoom out and you see the Gemara outside. We have a din of Rava. What is Rava's din? Migu. What is Rava's migu? Just like 2.1 walls work for Sukkah, it works for Shabbos. Earth-shattering chiddush called migu. We see how far migu goes. Here migu is creating a mitzias of a rishos. Asks the Gemara, how can you say that? We see in a brisa the opposite. We see in a brisa Shabbos is more chamer, because Shabbos requires actual walls, and Lavid itself would not be enough. You need to actually close up the wall at some level. Answers the Gemara, no, that's just a regular Shabbos. You're right. On a regular Shabbos, you can't have min ruba apart. You can't have big open areas with just Lavid. But Shabbos of Sukkah, that has different rules. Says the Gemara. So again, right there, the Gemara really ends. We had a Kash and Rava. We answered up Rava. The Migu stands. Now, the Gemara fires back 1 second. Now we have a wording issue. If what you're saying is right, then the Brisa's words are strange, because the words of the Brisa don't say what you just said. And why didn't it speak it out explicitly as Rava atu da'ami, right? The greatest way to ask a kasha is we prove that you yourself hold of what I'm saying. So we prove you, Rava, you yourself hold that only sheyesh lechi, only as a lechi is kosher. So why did the Brisa speak that out? Answers the Gemara, it didn't need to speak it out. But is the din true? Whoa. Of course the din is true. We just didn't need to speak it out. Why didn't we need to speak it out? Because in Mekilta lechamir ta'amrinan, if we say you're migu rava, we don't have to speak it out. Mechamirta lekilta lekolshkin. Gival, the chaver is very, yes.
Why does he have to go for the tefach soichik? The tefach soichik, it's not just a regular tefach.
That is what Rabbi himself said.
Weird.
I guess. No.
Yeah, Da'atu Lamrit, Hagufa.
Yeah.
He's right.
Weird.
Da'atu Lamrit, by Mavui. The Lechi works.
No, that's not, no. Atu the amulet is sikach hagab ben mavoi.
That a Lechi works.
Lechi works.
Well, excuse me, so what's your question?
That's not the question.
What was your question?
Right, it says, Sukkah the amulet Shabbos, ilu sukkah the amulet boy tefach soichik. Sukkah the amulet boy tefach soichik. The only time you need a tefach soichik
Is if it's 3 Tvachim across. Very good.
That's not the right
Good.
case, and that's not
In a Chanami, they
Why
really-
is it
Everybody
saying
will
tefach soichik?
work also
It's
with
true.
the whole tefach.
You're right.
Yes, but when
No.
you're saying
Why
like,
does it minimize it? I don't know.
no, take the minimum,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's all the Rishonim, that's Kasha. All the Rishonim, that's Kasha. All of them. Here, right over here. It says, see
It's a
the
simple question. Like,
see
why
the
you-
Ara above. You're not asking Kasha the Gemara. You're just asking a Stam a Kasha.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. The Pshat is clear. You're asking. No. So in a Chanami, all the Rishonim ask, well, why do they do this? Why don't we say Pasar Bar? There's many things we could have said. Why don't you say Tefach?
No, but soichik is
Yeah.
Question
It's
is
in
the
the
same
middle.
question.
If you want to,
So
if
they
you want to go like this,
say-
you want to say the boy tefach soichik and another 3 within lavod of 3 tvachim, whatever. Give the whole thing, and if you want to say like Rabbanan, so just say tefach. Tefach soichik is like nishtay. It's like
Yeah, no. All the Rishonim are busy with this.
No, that's not a question because Tefach
Yes,
Soichik
first of all, yes,
usually.
it's a question.
No, that part of the question. Tefach Soichik usually means what Rav Simon said, which means it comes with the
No, but
additional thing.
Correct,
That's
Rav
that's
Simon-
not a question. The question is why do they say Tefach Soichik and not Tefach?
Tefach soichik is
Why
just a
not
part of
Rav
our
Simon and
Simon
not
says.
Rabbanan? I hear that question.
Also
Okay,
that question, but not only that's not only
the other
that's only
question
part
is
of the
not a question.
That's only part of
We've
it. Rav
seen
Simon-
before.